Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. I'm Zemo, the dad in DPS, and here we are today for another episode of Script My Pants, a series where I spend 2,000 script at the purveyor, see if we get anything good, and with the coming patch, we're pretty much going to keep or scrap things, depending on what they're like. Either way guys, if you enjoy these types of videos, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, and let's get on with it. Alright, Murgs, let's get on with this absolute catastrophe that will probably happen. Now, 2,000 script, we're going to go for ranged weapons, see if we get anything good. Vampire short laser pistol with weapon speed and 1 perception. This actually is not a bad roll. Bottom effect there, 1 perception, is probably the worst thing about it, but vampires and weapon speed, yeah, that's actually not bad at all. Good start. Mutants Tesla rifle with critical damage and weight reduction. Now, Mutants is not the worst effect in the game. I will say that until I'm blue in the face. But, you know, it's kind of like a beginner effect. I don't rate it very much. Critical damage, you know, is okay, but not so much on a Tesla rifle, and the reduced weight is always good. This is probably going to go in my pile for things I need to scrap in the future, because all of those effects on there aren't, well, other than mutants, all of the other effects, the 2-star and the 3-star effect, are not bad, so I probably want to keep them for later. Gormon shock Gatling gun, bash damage, 1 agility. That is so much script. Gormon's is one of those effects that just does not live up to its potential. 24%. Why is it 24%? Like, someone make it make sense. Bash damage, don't like it. The only weapon I like that on is on the minigun, and I think that's been potentially nerfed. I really honestly have not tried it in so long. And then 1 agility, just very Ghoul Slayer's double barrel shotgun with last shot and resistable reloading. Now, last shot is actually really good on a double barrel shotgun because you have 2 shots to make. So, you know, you're gonna get it going off more often than not. So yeah, not bad secondary effect. However, the rest of it is just absolute pants. Ugh. I hate everything about this weapon, and it will be Script. Furious black powder rifle with damage while aiming, faster movement speed while aiming. Script, black powder bloody rifle. Juggernaut's pepper shaker with VATS hit chance and faster movement speed while aiming. Now, Juggernaut's another one of those effects where it just doesn't work. It doesn't do what it's meant to do, on the basis that if you are at full health and then you reduce your health slightly, you lose damage. It is an annoying effect. It should be higher damage, and it should also be when you go below 70% health that it starts reducing its damage effect. It's just very silly that you have to be at full health to get that full 25%. It's encouraging you to do nothing, and it's just not enough damage to justify it. That's hit chance on a pepper shaker's nah. And then movement speed while aiming. I mean, it's okay on this gun, but yeah, the rest of the effects just make it bad and Scrip. Furious M79 grenade launcher with VATS hit chance, and the invisibility when hitting a target. Now, the only good effect for this specific weapon on there is the VATS hit chance. VATS hit chance is actually really good on this weapon, but Furious completely counters the way the weapon works. You will perpetually be doing 5% damage, because the way it works is if you hit another target while using this weapon, it just puts it back down. So yeah, for what this weapon is, this is just, it's such a bad combo. Furious on explosive weapons is so dumb. Next we have the Troubleshooter's pipe pistol with last shot and reload speed. Now, Troubleshooters I do not rate in the slightest, but last shot and reload speed I do. So this is probably going to be scrapped later on. I'll be dumping that on my alt so I can scrap it. This is the thing about Script My Pants now. It's all about whether I can use things in some other way or in the future. So yeah, that is usable. Troubleshooters is crap though, and I'm not really too interested in the rest of the weapon itself, so yeah. Mutant Slayer's M79 grenade launcher with limb damage and action point cost. This pretty much is Scrip. You know, action point cost is worth getting and probably using for scrapping in the future, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to script this or scrap it. Maybe scrap it because, you know, I'm running low on script, so it is more important that I get those kind of things done. Ghoul Slayer's short action rifle with VATS hit chance and VATS critical charge. Now I have lots of hunting rifles, so this one is definitely going in my scrap pile for the future patch. Bat's hit chance is actually a really good effect on several weapons in the game, and that critical charge is a very good effect as well. So yeah, there's a bunch of different things on there that I would like. Ghoul Slayers is not the option, so that is going to be something I will scrap later on. Juggernaut's short laser pistol with VATS hit chance and resistance while aiming. Again, Juggernaut's not the greatest effect. VATS hit chance, while it's good, it's not that good to justify not scripping this. Absolute scrip if I've ever saw it. Exterminator short enclave pistol with replenish action points with each kill and action point cost. Now, the bottom effect is definitely worth keeping, but the rest of the effects are very bleh, so I probably will script this because I just don't need to get that effect as desperately as others. So yeah, script. Furious black powder rifle with explosive and resistance while aiming. Now, explosive is one of the effects I want to get on so many weapons, so this is a keeper, but it's a keeper for the scrap pile. Furious is just not good with explosive. That I've reiterated that everything about this weapon is bad. It is getting scrapped, not script. But god awful weapon. Furious radium rifle with limb damage and movement speed while aiming. Now, it isn't a bad roll. It's not a great roll. You know, Furious is a decent little effect if you're using it on a weapon that doesn't have explosive on it, essentially. Limb damage, not the worst effect in the game, and it's certainly very good against certain enemies, but just the combination of effects and the weapon it's on just don't really gel and don't work together. So yeah, unfortunately this is entirely script, which is always sad because I love radium rifles. Stalker's grenade launcher with critical damage and 90% reduced weight. Now, because this has 90% reduced weight, I think I'll be swapping this over to my scrap character for the next patch, because crit is something I definitely want, and weight reduction is definitely something I want as well. But at the same time, it takes up no space, so I'll be able to chuck it on that character quite happily. But it is not good in the way it is. The weapon it's on, the effects themselves don't work on that weapon at all. Troubleshooter's light machine gun with bash damage 1 perception. Unfortunately, that is entirely script. Troubleshooters I just don't rate. It needs to be 100% to justify me using those weapons that have specific damages. Bash damage on that, really, and 1 perception, just absolute pants effects on this. You know, I love light machine guns, but nothing can salvage the effects that are on there. Furious short gamma gun with VATS hit chance and damage resistance while aiming. Now, if this was quad, this would be a very good roll on here, but it is not. Furious, again, it's a decent effect. It's not exactly my favourite effect, but it is decent. You know, it gets some decent damage. VATS hit chance is very good on a gamma gun, but gamma guns sort of explode, and I'm sure they've got like an explosive radius. So, yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, I just, yeah, no, I could be wrong. Am I being wrong? Correct me in the comments. But yeah, no, I think this is pretty much script. Script. We've got 2 more. We have not got very much today at all, have we? Exterminator's alien disintegrator with critical damage and weapons break 50% slower. Now, this one is definitely a keeper for the scrap pile in the next patch. Critical damage and weapons break slower, which is the only weapons break slower we've had today, which is strange. So we'll be chucking that in that pile to get scrapped in the future so that we can potentially get modules and doodads and plans and all that kind of thing. But Exterminators, needs to be 100%. I'll keep saying it. Needs to be 100% to justify me actually using it, because what's the point in a 50% damage increase to specific things when I can get aristocrats? Like, literally, what's the point? I want Bethesda to explain that to me. And our last pick for today, please be something good. Dear God. Dear God. Medic's Gatling Plasma with VATS hit chance and VATS critical charge. It's like Todd looked at a weapon and went, how can I make this the worst possible combination? This is a 0-star weapon, because there's no way I'm using this damn thing in VATS in any way, shape or form, and everything on it requires VATS. It's just so bad. That being said, the effects that are on here, the critical charge at the bottom and the VATS hit chance in the middle, are actually potentially worth keeping, so this will probably get chucked over to the alternate character in order to get scrapped. So yeah, I don't think we've got many good picks today, but we'll go into what I consider to be my top one. Looking at this one, I think we landed on the Furious server because a bunch of them. But I'm going to be honest, there is really only one good pick out of everything here, so I'm not even gonna, you know, fluff this out and say anything else. The vampire short laser pistol is the only good thing we got, which isn't even that great in the long term and the skinny of things. Vampire, very good effect. Weapon speed is always a good effect, but because it's on a laser pistol, these are very fragile weapons, and they're not as good as I would like them to be. And in the next patch, you know, I'm probably gonna rather have an explosive one than anything else. But at the same time, you know, it's not a bad little roll. Somebody would maybe want it. I really don't know. I might keep it, I might not. I really am very unsure. But it's the only thing that was worth anything that we got from today. We got a lot of decent effects that I can, you know, turn into things potentially later. But yeah, you win some, you lose some. That's the kind of problem with Scripping Your Pants. Sometimes you get absolutely great things. Sometimes you get absolutely pants. So yeah, that was today's video. I could say it wasn't successful at all. I mean, we did get a bunch of things to Scrip, so a bunch of things to scrap, and one semi-decent weapon, but realistically we didn't get anything good today. I'm not gonna try and pretend that we got amazing stuff, you know, it was a very successful video. Sometimes with these goddamn things that it just doesn't go your way. It just doesn't go your way. But, you know, I have over 1,000 items to scrap on the alt character for this next patch, and I am just trying to build that with effects that I want to use and things I want to make, and hopefully we'll get some good plans out of it. I'm actually probably going to do a video on that when the new patch goes live. Either way, guys, if you've enjoyed today's video, if you've enjoyed my suffering, if you've enjoyed watching me fail, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time in the Wasteland. Waste being the optimum word.
Feeling the heat, I'm taking a gamble, brain poker with the devil. In shadows we ramble, cards on the table. The stakes run high, a twisted